Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 23rd of June. My name's Phillip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Pierre.
And Gary, good to have you back on the set. You had a bit of time off.
I did.
Yes,
good
you
to be
did.
back. I had to check out the real estate scene in Sydney.
Did you put in your leave application so that we make
yes.
sure that you're not in debt to me for holiday pay
No, I would never do that.
You should have taken?
Human resources, they always say, look, fill in the form, mark off here, get the approval. So you signed off on it, don't you remember that?
I don't
it's
remember.
Amazing what you
Anyway,
don't remember.
where'd you go? Tell the viewers where you went.
Well,
tell the viewers a little snapshot of what you did on your holiday and whether it was any use to them hearing about it.
I hung out in Sydney, Phil, a little bit.
Sydney,
and,
the second best city in Australia.
Second best city in Australia, and actually hung out with a few real estate people there.
Did you
and
really?
Interesting
Some
to
real
know the
estate peeps.
scene, Phil. It's interesting to know the scene.
So tell us what the word is in Sydney.
Well, much like here, property prices haven't changed really much.
Right.
And it's interesting because, I'm like an apartment there. What's a reasonable apartment, do you reckon? By Ben Buckler, Bondi, reasonable apartment, double parking.
Two better?
Good size, 2 bedroom, 1 bathroom.
I'd say 1 1 1 2.
Try 1.4 to 1.6, that's what an apartment is in a good apartment there.
How many square metres? Not that you'd understand square
I don't
metres.
understand for square metres. But,
2 bed, 2 bath.
2 bedroom, 1 bath.
Good building.
Good building, good position, 70s building.
70s
building. Like maybe 80s building, we consider modern because we're old, but I would say a modernish building.
Do you get a
brown brick?
Do you get a cracker of a view for that?
Good view, that one.
Okay.
Yeah, 1.4 to 1.6, good view.
That's
average
same
apartments.
as in Melbourne?
Well, average apartment 1.1, 1.2 for
Okay.
an average apartment. So I've got to say that there is still good value in Melbourne, Phil. When you look at the Sydney prices, and semis. 3.5 million for a semi-detached home,
Stop it.
No, there is. There
stop
is.
it.
I won't.
It would have to be a very good single-fronted house for 3.5 million.
As Pauline Hanson says, I won't be silenced. No, Phil. But but there was a brick pair down near Watson's Bay.
Yep.
Right on the water.
Oh, okay.
What
So
do you
it's
think
right on the water.
What do you think that's all for?
It was a brick pair. So you got to buy both houses.
Both houses.
Was it development size?
I think they can be improved. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. On how many square metres of land? How many square metres of land?
Call it 600 square metres.
Okay. I'm going to say it would have sold for $8 million.
$10.3 million.
All right.
That is real
not
estate
far out.
in Sydney.
Just a couple of mil.
It's crazy. It's crazy stuff there. So be grateful that you're in Melbourne and just run to pay Melbourne prices before they become Sydney-like, Phil, because Sydney has not come back at all.
Sydney, the most overrated city in the world.
Don't say that, Phil. We've got a lot of clients there.
Except for where our clients live.
Exactly right.
They live in fabulous houses in fabulous spots.
Except for them themselves. Hey, Phil, not a bad weekend. Clearance rates.
Well, Gary, I am totally onto it.
Yep.
Gary Pierre and Associates smashed the industry average. The
Get the
industry
towers.
average was not bad, came in at 64%.
Not bad
But
industry.
Gary Pierre and Associates, 88%. So for all our Asian viewers, that is a very, very lucky
good
weekend.
Feng Shui right there, that number, Phil.
Absolutely.
88% is good. Some good auctions, of course. Many sold before auction, Phil, which is what seems to be the trend at the moment.
Well, we did talk about that in last week's GPTV, where I do thank Darren Crongold for being my co-anchor, who I must say received a lot of good feedback for how seamlessly he steps into your role. Mind you, your role is somewhat easier than my role, given the fact that I do carry the show. So Darren really just slipped into your role because it's a pretty easy role to slip into.
It's pretty easy just to be silent, isn't it, Phil, when you're just talking all the time and we can't get a word in, me and Darren.
Anyway, he did do a great job.
What about me and Darren? What about him taking your role, Darren? I think he could take your role.
That would all be determined about whether you're ready to
go
step
away?
up to the plate, Gary, and do some real work.
Why don't you go away? Why don't you just go away?
Do you know what? I've fallen in love with my house.
Is that right?
I've fallen in love with my house right through this COVID.
Yeah.
I've really got to realise that we live in these beautiful houses.
Yeah, well, not we all do.
And we spend
people don't
so
Phil.
many time, so much of our time rushing out to sit in a noisy cafe or a noisy restaurant where we've got these beautiful houses. Well, just invite people to your house and enjoy the space. So no, I don't need to rush away, Gary. I'm enjoying my beautiful house with my beautiful family.
No more than 5 people, Phil. Can't have more than 5 people over anymore. That's it.
That's it. That's
Dan
it.
Andrews, put the hammer down.
Bit of a shout out to the
Chairman Dan.
Essendon football player who has been rushing around
Essendon-
Melbourne, apparently, going to open for inspection.
Got a bit of that, hasn't he?
So the word is out. This Essendon footballer, of all the things he had to do, right? Of all the things, he could have gone to his local cafe. He could have gone to his local Rebel Sports to buy a new pump for his football. Something. What did he have to do? Rushed out to open for inspections anyway. I'm very glad that he was nowhere near our part of town.
Area,
he could have single-handedly closed down our entire operation.
Did you see, by the way, that footage of him where he puts his finger on his nose and blows out, and you can just see the spray, Phil. It's not encouraging. Everything. Look, I know there's a lot of Essendon supporters out there, so I'm not going to offend viewers, but look, Essendon seems to be at the heart of many issues.
Wherever there's a problem, generally speaking, you'll find an Essendon football player.
Exactly. As a Carlton supporter, we don't mind rubbing it in a bit, although they are a very good team. I'll give them that. Phil, let's talk about some of the sales, because there were many on the weekend.
They were, Gary.
We were up and about.
I'm just sorry to interrupt you, because you've said I interrupt a bit, but I do want to say
no,
again,
I didn't say
thank you to Darren Crongold for last week's show where we did talk about the fact that we're selling many properties prior to auction.
I heard it. I watched it.
And of our sales, our 88%. Probably half those properties, Gary, were sold prior to auction. So just a nice carry on from last week's show.
Yeah, and he won't have you, Darren will not have you knock the Essendon Football Club, by the way.
No, he is. The Crongolds are big supporters.
The Crongolds love it, and the Goosen Fitters, they barracked for them in Russia, Phillip, all those years ago. Centuries of Essendon football.
They did.
Absolutely. So Leon, another Essendon supporter, and I think Leon...
Move it on, Gary. Move it on. This is a show that moves on.
All the directors here.
Move on.
Why do they do that? Who do you back for again? Melbourne, yeah. Okay, let's move on.
You wouldn't see a Melbourne player snotting out their nose. They've got lovely embroidered handkerchiefs with the Melbourne Football logo.
Yes, and the Melbourne Club on the back, and the Mount Buller Chalet, emblem, and I'm sure they've got all that.
Lovely tailored handkerchiefs the Melbourne footballers have.
Maybe Mount Buller. Phil, shall we just move on a little bit? Before we do move on, I just want to say, how about, and this is a bit of a hey, Phil.
Yeah, hey, Phil.
Is print media alive and well, Phil? Because there's something going on in the world of print media. We need to talk about this, Phil. And this should be the theme for the show. And this is a big hey, Phil. Is print media alive or dead?
Well, there's no question, Gary. Some would say that it's on the ropes with the leader newspapers closing down the great majority of their local newspapers. Having said that, the Property Weekly, which we have been long-time supporters of, Gary, did take a hiatus during COVID and took the opportunity to sit on the sidelines like the rest of us. But they have relaunched as of this week, Gary. So my quick opinion about print, I think print is a very important part of a variety of auction campaigns. Print's not for every property, print's not for every campaign, but certainly it is a wonderful, wonderful cornerstone of a lot of our campaigns. And as the PRW, the Property Weekly, relaunches this week, they've increased their distribution by 50% to 62,000 homes.
It's extraordinary, isn't it? And they're going through Bentley, they're going through Carnegie, and look, it's not often that we do any sort of advertising, Phil. It is a bit of an advertisement, I suppose. But when we take the stats of where people find properties, we found, Phil, that approximately up to around 10% of people found it in the paper. Not that long ago, Phil, and then of course you don't take into account the underbidders. So I'm feeling like print is that particular form of print, and it's also, of course, the insert, the lift out from the Australian Jewish News. So of course the Jewish community get it, who are and many people in the Jewish community love buying property or property investments. I think it's a very, very exciting place.
Passive investigation, viewers. Passive investigation is where you're having a cup of tea, perhaps in the evening, and you're flicking through the local paper, and you go, oh, there's a nice looking house, darling. Wouldn't it be good to go and have a look at that, darling? Or perhaps they might be saying, hey, that might suit little Johnny or little Mary that's talking about moving out or round the corner. Or wouldn't it be nice to have John and Mary move closer to us? Unless, of course, you don't know who John and Mary are, of no consequence. But it's what we call passive investigation print.
And those buyers, Phil, they're not the same buyers that go and comb through the internet and look at every single property. Sometimes I'll just say, look, that looks like a beautiful home. Before
Let's go and have a look.
They've come to the open. The next week, they've bought it, Phillip. And
do you know the number of people, Gary, that we sell properties to? And we've discussed this on GPTV many times before, but the number of people that arrive at an auction, either driving past or auctions round the corner tomorrow, let's go and have a look, and lo and behold, they buy it. Up to 10% of our properties are sold by people that have never seen them during the marketing campaign.
Sold or they're the underbidders, Phil. They don't always buy them, but they're actively involved in the buying process.
So you take
at the end of
10 days off,
yeah.
and the best you've got to do is...
Well, I've got to amend your... Well, I'm not going to let you get throw away stats that are just meaningless and just false. I won't let you do that. Sorry. I don't think it doesn't matter how far off I go or how far away or like, that's just nonsense. But you're right. That 10% figure does have some resonance. Anyway, it's a bit of an advertisement.
Look out. 10% does have some resonance.
Yeah, resonance. I said the other day, by the way, I said we have to expedite the process, and someone said to me, who was in the car, said, look, that's not a word. Expedite doesn't mean it's expedite.
Do you know, there's a number of people that watch the show just to correct our grammar.
Yeah, I think so too. There are, by the way, talking about the show, anyway, before we move on, because we know that print is now back, Phil.
Yep.
So look out in your letterboxes for that new Property Weekly.
Property Weekly.
Hey, Phil, got from Don.
By the way, the Property Weekly, first half is real estate, back half is lifestyle.
Yep.
And Shana Blaze is going to be anchoring that part. So it's going to be interesting reading. Stay tuned.
Yeah, well, that's right, Phil. It's going to start off with a big bang, and we're going to be there. Phil, this is from Don. It's a few weeks old, talking about the Queen's birthday, like the entertaining and controversial Queen's birthday comments that you made, Phil.
Yes, did have a bit of a bash at the Queen.
Yeah, we did.
Sorry to all of those monarchists that
more Queen
watched
bashing.
the show.
She's had a hard time.
She's had a hard year, hasn't she?
I tell you when you know it's a hard year, Phil, when you don't go to the Ascot races. That's the first time she hasn't been in the Ascot races in forever, yep. Because I was looking out for her the other night.
She would have had a few runners there too, wouldn't she?
She might have had a few. I don't know if she got that many there, but I was sort of up the other night at 2 a.m. just watching the Ascot races, Phil, as you would expect me to do.
Absolutely.
And I'm looking for Her
Queenie?
Majesty. Couldn't see her anywhere. Found out she wasn't there. Anyway, hopefully she's watching it on Sky or whatever the network is there. Anyway, Phil, in episode 393, said that the lighting for the show is reflecting from my left cheek, Phil, to an extent that it looks like I'm sweating profusely, or my cheek has turned into shining glass.
Well, thank you very much, Don, for pointing that out, although I'm looking directly now at our camera person, Chris, who clearly it's his joke on you that he set the lighting up to make you look even more bulbous than you are.
Sweating profusely.
Sweating and bulbous.
Or
it's
shining
Chris's
glass.
joke on you.
Thanks for that, Phil. Anyway, thanks, Don, for that. We are going to actually change our entire camera crew.
We do rely on our friends
to
call out our how bad we look on GPTV. Thank you, Don.
We're going to get to the sales at some stage, aren't we? I think
let's get into it, Gary.
Okay, Phil, we had some great ones on the weekend. People are going to want to know what things are selling for and what is getting sold. Philip, we sold 40 Sebastopol Street, St Kilda. Now, that was a lovely town residence. Philip,
that was the father and son job, Gary. You must have been proud standing there auctioning and saying, there's been handled by young Daniel Peer here.
Yes, he was
so good on him and good on you for working so seamlessly together.
How was your Saturday? How was your busy Saturday?
I didn't have a busy Saturday. I did get out and about and have a look at some open for inspections, Gary, but no, I did not auction on Saturday.
Anyway, Philip, I did auction on Saturday. Sold that for $1,150,000. So that was an interesting sale. Phil, Cockrib Road, there was a number of bidders for that, Phil. Sold under the hammer.
And what a great development, viewers. This is what we call the new style of development, often on the smaller parcels of land, is tri-level. That is 1, 2, 3 levels. And that was a terrific development where the Carnegie team have actually worked their way right through that development, sold them all one at a time, done very well for the vendor, but shout out to all of the buyers who bought there, because not only are they beautiful, luxurious, brand new, but you can walk out your front door, be at the train station within about a 6 or 7 minute walk. All of the shops of Kunang Road are on your doorstep, Gary. So wonderful, wonderful location. We love Carnegie.
We just love it, don't we?
We do.
Love it. Can't get enough of it. Dexy's Midnight Runners sang what song in the early 80s?
Dexy's Midnight Runners. Go on, give me a shot.
Come On.
Oh, Come On, Aileen.
Yeah, got to be careful how you say that too, Phil. But Come On, Aileen was the name of the song, Phil. 29 Aileen Avenue.
Aileen. I don't think Dexy's Midnight Runners were thinking about Aileen. It's Eileen. Come on, Eileen, not Aileen.
Isn't it spelled the same?
No, it's E-I. This is A-I.
Oh, it was close enough, Phil. Anyway, it sold at auction for $1,085,000. Well done to Joel Sir. He's been working on that property for a while. Beautiful property, Phil.
Yep.
And hey, by the way, Phil, guess what happened on the weekend? I was involved. I did 2 auctions.
Yep.
And both people
you must
bought.
be exhausted,
I
Gary.
am, Phil. I'm going to go away again next week.
You can go to Tahiti.
I think I should.
You know why I said Tahiti?
Because my private sale.
No, because Tahiti has opened up its borders to any country in the world can now fly to Tahiti.
Really? I love Tahiti.
And they're expecting that Tahiti is going to have the most massive second wave of COVID.
Well, we were there together.
We were.
We had some fun.
Bora Bora?
No, we weren't. We were in Morea.
Morea, that's right. That's right.
We had some fun, didn't we?
We did have some fun there.
So, Phil, both properties that I sold under the hammer were sold to, wait for it, doctors. There you go. Isn't that amazing?
Incredible,
What are
Gary.
these stats of one auctioneer selling 2 properties under the hammer?
Incredible.
And both
One
sold
would
doctors?
think that there are just
It's
no
amazing.
doctors in Australia.
It's going to make headlines all around the world. It's huge news. Anyway, sold, Phil.
Were they doctors of medicine or doctors of philosophy,
No,
Gary?
doctors of medicine. One of them was a doctor and a lawyer. I'm sure very proud parents.
Yeah.
Both of those. Doctor and lawyer combination. The other one was a doctor, a young doctor.
Yeah,
Anyway,
but
there you go.
medical doctors.
Yes.
Well, you know that because you asked them, or they just said, "Hi, I'm doctor."
Well,
so it could have been doctors of
Oh,
philosophy.
no,
You
one of
see,
the
you don't
doctors
know.
told me the hospital that she works in. Would that make it
That
pretty clear?
probably
Or do you think she's
zeroes
sitting in a
that
desk
prob-
there
that-
studying philosophy?
Well, it's possible.
In a hospital.
But it would suggest if
Yeah.
she was working in a hospital
could-
that she
yeah.
was a medical
So,
doctor.
you know, there's an emergency, isn't there? Someone runs in and they go, "Doctor, can you help me?" You go, "I'm sorry, but I'm a doctor of
Well,
philosophy."
funny that you should
Yeah.
say that because my wife is about to finish her doctorate,
Yep.
which will mean that she is getting, she's doing her PhD, she's about to finish where she will then be known as a doctor.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping it gets me an upgrade on planes, right? But of course, we'll probably get that upgrade and somebody will have a heart attack and they'll be rushing to Irene saying, "Doctor, help us." And she'll be going, "Well, let me just refer to page 300 of my Doctor of Philosophy."
Exactly right. I can't help you medically, but I can give you some great ideas about
I
what
can't
the
help you
afterworld looks
medically,
like.
but I did get a better seat
Exactly
in business
right.
class.
There you go. Okay, thanks for sharing that with us. 33 Rothschild Street, Phil.
Yes.
Hey, Phil, that
Yep.
was popular.
was.
4 bidders for that, sold for $1,395,000.
Gary, this was bought by an investor, and
Yeah.
what a great,
doctor?
what a great
Doctor investor?
No, I don't know.
You don't know?
But what a
Could be.
viewers think about this. This investor bought a fully depreciated house,
Yep.
which means they're paying nothing for the house, and yet the house was very lettable and very leasable.
Yep.
They zeroed in on this.
Lettable
saying,
and leasable, was it?
Lettable and leasable,
good. I'm glad it was both.
They bought it
Yep.
because they were buying into an area where the zoning for development is significantly higher.
Yes.
So I thought that was a very, very clever purchase.
There you go. Well, there was other developers interested as
There
well,
were,
weren't there?
there were.
A number of them. You know, look, Phil, we could go on and on about our sales and pre-auction sales, but let's just leave it there because there's properties to talk about that are coming up, Phil.
How many
of
auctions
them.
this coming weekend,
Oh,
Gary?
there's
Why
many
don't
of
you
them.
quickly count as I look down the camera and engage with our viewers while you look down and
Look, we've got-
study the things that you should have done on the plane back to be prepared for this show.
We've got a dozen of them, Phil. But before we do that, we've got a property. I think we should mix it up a bit and talk about the property of the week, Philip, because we've got a property.
We've got a
that's just
dozen? Is it a
opened.
baker's dozen
No, it's
or just a traditional dozen?
What, a baker's dozen's 13, isn't
13,
it?
yeah,
No,
yeah.
this is just a 12, Phil. But I've got to say, before we get into it, there's a property I'd like to talk about, Phil, that we are featuring on GPTV. We opened it for the first time on the weekend. It is situated at 8A Alfred Street, Caulfield. If
Yes.
I'm not mistaken, Mr. Kingston, you did the video tour there.
I did, Gary, and a shout out to the developer of that
Yeah.
property
Did a
because
great job.
I think it's one of the better two-storey town residences or homes that I've seen.
Yep.
Because the block is quite wide, which
Yep.
means you've got a generosity of width, and
do.
width is significantly sometimes more important than length.
Indeed.
And obviously we
just
will
keep
leave
moving
that
on to
there.
the property,
but
yeah.
ultimately, this is a really good property because
Yep.
it's light, it's bright, and all the room sizes are excellent.
Yeah, absolutely, Phil. You know, I like disagreeing with you, but this
Yes.
time I have to agree with you. It is a fantastic property, and if you want to see it, it's been on the screen.
Do you know
of
the
course, while we're
joy
talking
of us is that we've never truly grown up, have we?
No, no. And the more greater joy is that we never really will.
Yeah.
Shall we move on to the weekend, Phil?
Let's
That
move
is 15 to 17. We're Saturday, 10:30, Phil. We're going to start off with Jeremy Rosen's auctioning this property.
Check out the mural in this bedroom. What an incredible property. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. But Charnwood's a great address. Walking distance to everywhere you want to be. And that's a great
I
apartment.
saw the film the other night, the mural.
The mural?
No, Muriel's Wedding.
Oh, Muriel's Wedding. Really?
What a great movie it was.
Gee,
Saw it the other
you
day.
must have been up
I'd said
late.
for ages. Yeah, I love it. I
Classic.
love it. It was
Classic.
absolute classic.
That and The Castle would probably be two of Australia's most
iconic.
quintessential movies
Yep.
summarising the Australian character.
I reckon you're right there, Phil. 2 at 51 Hill Street. I'm not sure that might be sold.
Well, it may.
but yeah.
Stay tuned, viewers. Don't rush to the auction without checking to see whether it's still available because it may well be sold prior to auction.
When's Coffee Van coming back, by the way?
Well, we talked about bringing it back this coming weekend until, of course, Dan Andrews threw us a
Chairman
curveball.
Dan said, no Coffee Van for you.
He
That's it.
said, close it down. I mean,
Shut
it
down.
would have been our luck, wouldn't it, to have taken the coffee van out last weekend
exactly right.
And that Essendon footballer had been
I wouldn't
there,
mind a
having
coffee,
a look
yeah.
at our property. Oh, free coffee! How good's this? I might just wipe my hands and sneeze all over this coffee.
Yeah, and all the cups over there. Exactly. No coffee van.
So no coffee van. We've decided we will bring the coffee van when Chairman Dan brings back the when he says
50.
back to 50.
Yeah.
We'll bring the coffee vans back.
So
but
stay
unfortunately,
tuned.
not till then.
Those coffee van people are just going to have to keep being delinquents and just running around the streets, roaming, doing nothing. Phil.
Yep. No free coffees for the moment.
Barrington Grove.
To Essendon.
No, definitely not.
Even if you barrack for Essendon, you cannot have a coffee from our
coffees,
van.
you're dangerous. 73
Filthy
Barrington.
supporters you are.
Don't say that, Phil. We've got a lot of supporters here. Barrington Drive in Ashwood, Phil.
Yes, Gary. Your son, Daniel Peer and Mark Kirkham are handling that property. That's a great opportunity not only for a family home, but a future development site at the same time.
We're all over Melbourne.
Clever real estate.
We are all over Melbourne. I think we're in 10 different suburbs, Phil. It's
well,
incredible.
Again, if you've done your homework, you'd know, not you think.
We've
Either
got
it is
Kilda,
or it's not.
St Kilda, Bentley East, Ashwood, and now Parkdale. Phil.
Parkdale.
And I've
Love
got the
Parkdale.
pleasure of doing this auction. I'm looking forward to getting
single
out there.
level, comfort and convenience, Gary. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, plenty of off-street car parking, good sized parcel of land, everything you want in investment grade real estate.
One of 4 11:30 a.m. auctions, Phillip. Another one is in Wickham Road in Hampton East.
Yep.
We're
Again,
everywhere.
another suburb, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, plenty of land to enjoy there, although the courtyard's not on title, but you do have pretty much exclusive access to it.
Your one and only of 10 auctions, Phillip, is going to be in Willers. Do you sort of think maybe you're on the nose or something?
Well, it looks like it, doesn't it?
It's getting pushed away all the time.
You know what,
sorry
Gary? I'm a shining beacon that seems to be fading, Gary. Anyway, Willesden is an incredible property. It's an old renovated church, Gary.
Yep.
So these churches that do get sold off, that don't get pulled down for development opportunities, when they get renovated, they are incredible. And this one's like a jewellery box with a menacing.
You know what? I actually did the walk, Phil, from Caulfield all the way through to Oakley.
You told us that about 5 weeks ago.
I know, but maybe people weren't watching then. They want to hear it again. And I actually snuck around the back of that house.
Of course, Gary, because you would have walked along the underpass.
I did. I walked under the overpass, not over the underpass.
And again, a shout out to that that train line that's been put up in the air. The community's loving it. They really are loving it. So, sometimes you take a risk in planning. Go out on a limb and it works.
Phil, we're going to be in St Kilda West next. Jeremy Rosen's he's a busy boy on the weekend. He's got a lot of options.
Canterbury Road, St Kilda West, Gary. What a great apartment. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. Great property. Perhaps if you live down the coast and you want a city pad, this is the one. Or if you're a home buyer, this is also the one. Or if you're an investor, 1 bedroom apartments are very easy to lease.
We continue our St Kilda and Bayside groove, Phil. We're going to be in Addison Street. Jeremy Rosen's at 1:30.
Check out this building, 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. A gorgeous, gorgeous building. The sort of place that you'd love to live in when you were single, Gary.
Yes, indeed.
You would have loved to have lived there when you were single.
Phillip, hi-ho, and off we go to Marv-ho.
Yes, well, what a great property. That's
yeah.
handled by Glen Bricker and Jacob Kingston. Bit of a shout out to Jacob Kingston, who's starting to make his mark.
Yeah, they're pushing us out, aren't they,
but
the boys?
That was, you know what, our exit strategy may be their entry.
Exactly
2
right.
bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 undercover car space. Really, really good property.
Finishing off, Phillip, in Poth Road in Hughesdale. Well, there is one suburb we're in twice on Saturday, and it's Hughesdale.
Gary, check this property out. 5 bedrooms, 2 and a bit bathrooms, plenty of off-street car parking. The most beautiful floor plan. That is a stunning, stunning home.
We are selling Hughesdale's best homes, Phil. 2 of them this Saturday alone.
We are.
Phil, Sunday, there's just the one auction because Sycamore Street has been sold.
Yes, sold before auction.
So 3
that was
one,
the
two,
brick
three.
pair in Sycamore.
It was.
Shout out to Jeremy Rosen's Daniel Michmacher and Glen Bricker who brought that sale home. But Cambrook Road you're referring to.
Yeah.
Home number 3, Gary, one of the best that you'll see of its type. 3 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms. Every bedroom there has got its own ensuite bathroom. Double lock-up garage, pretty hard to find, and a very large courtyard garden. This is one straight out of the box.
Opposite the racecourse, Phillip.
Opposite the racecourse.
Where Order of Command will be running in 2 or 3 weeks'
Is that
time.
right? And how's it faring up,
Came
Gary?
3rd on Saturday, Phillip. Came 3rd, bit unlucky. On 3rd on Saturday, Damien Oliver just had a bit too much weight, couldn't get the split through in Flemington, but it'll be running in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. next. Tourist
Okay.
Barrington or
Stay
Caulfield.
tuned, viewers.
Watch
Stay
out
tuned.
for Order of
You
Command.
just never know. He may tip it and it may well win.
I think it will next time.
Gary, good to have you back. Good to
be
see
back.
that you're recharged
Oh,
and
yeah.
refreshed
Oh,
and
pumped.
ready to book your next holiday.
Ready to go, yeah.
Don't lose any opportunity to do that now, will you?
No, I have to plan one, Phil, to remain fresh and vibrant because I owe you, the business, and our clients that energy,
Gary,
Phil.
I'm so grateful for the way that you think
It's
about
a
me
sacrifice
constantly.
I'm prepared to
Bring
make.
me back a gift.
It's a sacrifice I'm
Bring me
prepared
back
to
a
make.
gift. You
for
know,
the
maybe
business.
a Sydney Harbour Bridge
A snow
in
cone.
the snow cone.
I've got a snow cone for you.
I actually
You can shake
love
it.
snow cones. I've got a bit of a
You
snow
love
cone.
snow cones. Is that right?
You come over to my place, you'll
Yep.
see a bit of a snow cone collection.
Is that right?
I do.
I know. I've noticed the scotch there. I've noticed all the renovations and the art and everything else. Have you got, by the way, did you ever get that blind? You had a blanket there as a blind for the first 8 years. You know, see,
Still up.
He's an unusual guy, this guy, right? He's
It's not a blanket, it's a towel.
It's a
Gary.
towel. So he is an absolute doyen of style and fashion, but he's got a blanket in one of his bedrooms. It's
not a blanket, it's a towel.
It's a towel.
Yep.
So anyway, just...
the shutter fell down
Yeah.
about 8 years
Yeah.
ago. We put up a towel, and
yeah.
we like that towel so much.
when you sell the houses, you're going to have towels on all the windows or just that one? I'm not quite sure.
Not selling, Gary.
Yeah, fair
Not
enough.
selling.
Don't be like that,
No.
Phil. We like people selling. That's a big wrap on this episode of GPTV. We are in mid-June. It's getting cold, but the market's still warm. Maybe not hot, but still warm. Things are happening out there. Buyers and sellers are meeting, and we're looking forward to bringing you all the news on GPTV.
And sellers are meeting.
They are,
What
Philip,
a
they're meeting.
ridiculous thing to
Well,
say.
they are. Things are
Viewers,
selling.
good to have Gary back. Good to be halfway, or we're not quite halfway through
Pretty
winter,
much,
but
yeah.
you know,
Halfway through the year, anyway.
Before you know it, the sun will be
beaming down,
The
yeah.
sun will be setting later, and the warmth will be back, and we'll all be having fun, and we'll get rid of COVID. We'll go back to normal life, and we'll go back to hugging, Gary. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to hugging people.
Yeah, I'm sure that many people are so excited to have you coming out and Phil. But it'll be soon anyway, let's hope. That's a big wrap on GPTV. I'm Gary Pearce.
I'm Phillip Kingston. Have a fantastic week.